Today, I have DB with me. We're approaching the weekend. We just opened up the new month of August. Let's jump into analysis, see what we can pick apart here before getting into September when people are going to be back at their desks trading.
What's going on, guys? Good to be back on the shorts with Woods, starting my analysis today with BTC on more lower time frames, respectively the 4 hour. We're currently seeing a little breakout from this diagonal trend here, which has been capping the price in the past few days. The volume is obviously very low, which is why we're slowly grinding up instead of aggressively breaking out. Today, after New York Open, we did have a great retest here of the 4 hour trend and Monday high as well. This was a good long opportunity. And I think that as long as we hold above this area here, we could potentially go all the way up to 67K. On more higher time frames, respectively, the daily time frame, I only have two zones of interest. We're basically just going sideways in the last couple of weeks. So nothing much happening in the crypto market. I think the zones that you need to pay attention to is the 67K zone, from which the price already rejected twice. So we could potentially get another retest here, and then we see what local triggers we have, whether we want to short it or whether we get a breakout of the zone here, and then we could bid a bullish retest. On the other hand, if we do fail to reclaim the 67K area, I think at some point a drop towards 60K and maybe even lower is more than possible. Looking at USDT dominance, logically it looks very, very similar on lower time frames as BTC. We do have this breakdown from this diagonal trend here as well. We did a bearish retest Monday low here after New York Open and the 4 hour trend, which was also a good long opportunity. I'm currently not interested in shorts per se because of how this looks, and my short zones would be at around 8.26 and maybe 8.20, the latter being the range lows of the range that USDT dominance has been trading in the past few weeks. I think a bearish scenario for the market would be a reclaim of this 4 hour trend and Monday low. Then we can assume a rise towards the upside for USDT dominance and logically a drop in the market. Regarding my higher time frame view on BTC, you may know that I've already started accumulating BTC in Ethereum. Nothing too aggressive, not in my heavy buys yet, but we are 10 months into the bear market, and logically the deeper we go into the bear market, the higher the risk of not being exposed to the market. This does not mean that we have to go all in right now. You can certainly accumulate a little bit and then have more capital available for later. I still believe that we have one more drop in the market in the next few weeks, especially if we do follow the 4 year cycle pattern. I'm still a believer of it. There have been many attempts throughout the cycle to suggest or to convince others that the 4 year cycle is broken, but all BTC has been doing is actually follow the 4 year cycle. And now we do have some voices that should suggest that this cycle will be shorter, and I also think that it can be shorter, but I personally find it hard to believe that it will be significantly shorter than any other cycle. So I still do think that we have one more drop ahead of us, maybe at the end of August, maybe in September. That would give us another weekly bullish divergence potentially, and I think that would be ideal for more heavier buys. Typically, BTC has macro bottomed 135 weeks after the halving event. We're currently not there yet. If we were to follow the same pattern, we would probably bottom somewhere at the beginning of October. Now, I'm personally not trying to time the macro bottom. I think that's very difficult and the risk of being sidelined is very high. So I'm accumulating quite significantly, but this helps me understand that it's not yet time for the heavy buys and that we should leave some capital on the sidelines in case we get one more significant flush in the next few weeks. I think it kind of makes sense if you think about it because we have not printed significantly new lows in 6 months. A lot of people are comfortable that the market has macro bottomed and they have been accumulating at these levels, opening long positions. And I think it would make quite sense if we do go lower in the next few weeks, scare all of these people, maybe take some positions out, see some heavy liquidations, long liquidations in the market, and then put in a macro bottom. Regardless, my focus this year is to accumulate as much BTC and Ethereum as possible. I don't expect a parabolic move right after it. I think towards mid 2027, end of 2027, we could have a more parabolic move, but I think the next few months will be solely for accumulation. When it comes to altcoins, I'm not yet still convinced that the macro bottom is in. Certainly some altcoins have macro bottom, like Hype. I also think that Pump may have macro bottomed as well. But the altcoin market in general, or the mid-cap market in general, I think has one more drop in the next few weeks, maybe towards 150 billion, where we could have some form of 3 drive here, or ideally 130 billion, which would be the biggest area of interest for adding exposure towards mid caps, right? So if we do get that in the next weeks, remember the level. I think it's a pretty good level to be interested in long-term positions. Just a little update on stock markets. I have opened positions in Google. I've started accumulating coin and Circle as announced in Wealth Group, but I'm not heavy into stocks yet. I think it's enough to look at the volatility index, the VIX, to see where we're currently standing at. It's very low. Typically, when it's very low, I'm not that interested in stock markets because it suggests that people are getting too comfortable at potentially a local top. So I always look for a spike in the volatility index to add more stock positions. And that's what I will be looking at. I think currently there's some comfort in the market around the idea that we may not get a rate hike because we didn't get it in the last FOMC meeting. And we have one single data print that suggested that inflation was declining as well. But I do think that inflation will come in higher in August because of rising oil prices in July, and that will bring back rate hike speculations probably more towards the FOMC meeting in September. And also, if you look at seasonality, August and September have been the weakest months for the S&P 500, so that would align perfectly. So if we do get a spike on the volatility index in the next few weeks, I would be more interested in new stock positions, more short to mid-term positions. For long-term positions, probably going to wait a bit longer. But for more short-term stuff, I'm looking for a spike up here, and then we'll see what is interesting and what's worth bidding. So I hope this is helpful. Let us know if you have any questions, guys, and take care. Cheers.
So on BTC here, we are printing extremely tight lower highs within the current range that we're trading in since the beginning of summer back in June, when we first pushed through the 67K region. Retested that before dropping lower into that 58, 59K region that we snapped and absolutely sniped on at the end of June, early July. From that point, we pretty much printed this lower high here at 67.3 in the middle of June. And then we printed this high here at the top end of 66K back in the middle of July, late to middle end of July. From this most recent high, we've been pretty much just trending a little bit downwards, printing extremely aggressive lower highs here into the median end of this range that we're trading in. And I'm going to draw that point here on the chart like we have been. It's this 62.8K pivot, which is the first candle closure that we had back in the low end of the range that we're seeing right now. In February, in the beginning of the year, you see right here when we first pushed back down into this region here, accepted below 73K and pushed down further. That's where current price action is chopping in. This is where the middle end of the range is distinguishing itself. And this is where you're going to see price attempt to hold for a higher push, upside the higher end of these highs here. The only way we're going to push higher is if we could accept this region here to then push the 66, 67K region higher, and then we can make our analysis on the situation from there. For now, I'm evaluating the price action we're given. I'm not overcomplicating because I do know a move is going to happen from this point here. We have lows to clean up here. We have highs to now clean up here. And one of these sides is going to break in a matter of time. We have the Crypto Clarity Act has 1 day to pass. So before this video drops, we'll know if that's passed or not. And we have implied volatility pretty much towards the end of the month. Let's just see here on the chart where we have CPI and PPI. Yeah, so we have CPI, PPI in the middle of August. So next week, we'll have implied volatility. Maybe we just chop around into this upcoming weekend before a move actually subsides. But just looking at the price action we're given here, I'm going to be leaning into a potential drop here from this region here. Maybe we push up higher into the 65 a little bit, maybe take this high here, maybe even take this high here, and then revert off that move into this level again before flipping that up and then price rejecting a higher push into some lows to finish off the month before flipping it back up and then making a move higher. This would be my anticipation of the situation. This is where my opinion would be leaning. Might be right, might be wrong, but having a plan is better than not. Let's kind of just show what price action is doing on an intraday perspective and why it's doing it. So before we pushed lower off the most recent high here at 66.9K, we printed a demand zone here on July 19th. You could see this demand zone reacted after sweeping below, pushed down lower before retesting, and then pushed down lower once more before now retesting once again. I'll go down to the hourly time frame so you guys could have a good grasp on how price action has been reacting in this demand zone order block. We have 3 separate high pushes into the zone, all printing lower highs on the lower time frame. And we had a good sort of deviation, if we're counting this range here as a lows, highs sort of thing here, and we pushed down lower, deviating this lower time frame range above the mid-range of this order block. Now we're looking to accept this structure back. If we accept this structure here within the next few hours or so, we do not make new lows, I would anticipate a break and a push into the 65.4, 65.7 region like we just went over, potentially catching a good short from that region, and then accepting right back into the zone of demand, lower into this region here. I don't know if we retest 62.8 fully, but I do have my bids in the 63.2 region to the 62.8 region, and then we look to rebid that for a flip back up. I'm going to take a look at my indicator here and see what the levels are speaking for BTC. If you do not have access to the indicator, make sure you get access by joining the WoodsBot Discord. I'm gonna have the link down below for you guys on YouTube. But you guys can see right here, I drew this order block right over here from May of 2024. This order block was pretty much where the range highs were and pretty much the area that we closed up into before a flip, right? We tried closing in here, rejected, made new lows. We then flipped the structure right back up after deviating and sweeping the demand here. We pushed up this level, flipped it on the second go around. That same area is where price has been rejecting, right? We had a rejection in the middle of June. We had a rejection in the middle of July. And now we're pushing up to that level again. If we start to accept into that level here, which is around that 66.6.7K region, I think that we could just flip this level upwards, which is why I think that 70K can provide good short opportunity. Maybe we get a little bit of a push outside of the zone, but this is pretty much what I'm looking at when it comes to the higher time frame. So taking a look at a clean chart here, we're gonna look at the 3-day and see what my confluence indicator levels are looking at. Pretty much the 3-day is going to be the first higher time frame confluence that you're going to get a grasp on levels for. So there's going to be a few levels of interest here, the 59 to 58K region, 66K region as well, just slightly above, 74 to 73K region, then 88K region. I'm going to go down to the 1-day time frame just to see what other levels of interest we have here stacked up in between. I really like this level below for longs, absolutely, for sure. And honestly, I really like this area for shorts. It goes in line with that exact analysis that we were just talking about on BTC. When you take a look at the weekly with that order block there, it goes in line with this exact rejection here at the top end, right? Where I said that close level should be at around that 66.6. If we were to push up to that level again and reject, this goes in line with my first area of interest on the 3-day, right down there. And on the daily, right, this area of interest right here. That goes with an aggressive retest. Given we don't get any closures, if we get the closure up that I was speaking about, then there's a chance that we flip that level up. But on the 1-day, what I would be looking for, I'm going to open up my levels as well in between. I would be looking to see if 62.7 wants to hold. If 62.7, 62.8 keeps wanting to hold, I think that we're going to go up higher and push up to 68K first. If we do that, I think that we could reject off 68K, given we get a push up first. If we get a push to the lower end region first. I think that we could retest and front run the zone that I was speaking about that I really like, and then flip up off 59K for higher, potentially into the 72K region. I think there's a chance we make something like this happen. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna lean at when it comes to indicator levels right now. On the lower time frame, there's gonna be a lot more areas you can play, obviously. We're gonna close that noise out by just looking at the confluence zones right now. And as far as confluence zones go, it pretty much agrees with the analysis I just drew up there. If we push up higher first, again, I like the 68K region a lot for shorts, for swing shorts, assuming that we get a push up past these highs. I just feel like if we're going to push higher first, we need to be pushing some highs. And these highs here make a lot more sense than anything. That's just kind of what I'm going to be anticipating and what I'm going to be looking out for, especially since price is a lot more tighter than it has been all year. On USDT.D, we had last month's candle get reverted from the highs, right? We've pretty much just rejected from this high push after taking out this initial high. And the first push above 6.42, we actually closed over on this month's candle in June. We then rejected and still closed over the 6.42 in July. And now to open up August, we're rejecting under the 6.42 region. In my opinion, there's a chance this rejects a little bit more, which is why I'm leaning a little bit of a pop into the 65.4 to 65.7 region. And then a revert off of a potential higher low or a sweep of that low that we had in July's month. If we get that, I could see a case for where price rejects for BTC like we just spoke about. So on the monthly here, you could see, I'm going to pull up BTC right next to the current structure that we have in USDT.D. If this were to happen like this, I could see this kind of just going up, slightly going up, and then reverting down. There's a chance it goes a little bit higher if a reaction like this occurs. That's why I'm a little bit patient with my short here. I was short yesterday at 64.8. It rejected slightly down to 64.2, but I ended up closing that break even because I expect a push higher. So maybe we do get a little bit higher than I expect and then a push down into the lows. All right, I could see something like this happening. I don't know if we hold 58, 59K again. I'm looking to rebid 60 to 59K, but given the recent reaction we had here, where we pushed up from 7.58, you see how we pushed from 7.58 down to 58, right? So that was 74K, way down to 58K. If that happens again, where we go down to 8.18 up to 8.88, let's say, I think there's a chance that we see potentially lower than expected, in which case I would move my limits a little bit, a little bit down, anticipating a sweep again. Structure as well, like we're just not out of the clear with that flat candle on the monthly. I think that we need a wick. I think that we would need a candle wick to move us a little bit lower in anticipation for higher. And this could potentially lead us into that 56K region that a lot of people were anticipating, of which we front ran on that last push up. So just kind of drawing trends here, trying to catch a good gauge on the situation here. And we could potentially get a nice falling wedge break and reversal if we get a little bit lower on BTC. Appreciate you guys for stopping by as usual. See you guys in the next.